Sun won't live forever. In billions of years, it will transform. Expand into an enormous red giant and swallow the Earth. Humans will be long gone. But what if this process happens now, while we are still alive? What would our planet look like? It's a world we can barely imagine. The story of what happens to our planet as the sun turns into a red giant and we struggle to live in the aftermath. Our closest star is a giant ball of glowing gas, more than 870,000 miles across. The sun is so large that 1,000,000 Earths could fit inside it. But its size is just one astonishing aspect of our sun. Inside its core, hydrogen atoms are constantly smashing together. Every second, these collisions produce more energy than 2 billion nuclear plants could generate in a year. The light and heat warms our planet and gives our world life. But the fuel inside the sun won't last forever. Eventually, the hydrogen will run out. We won't be here to see it because the sun's life spans billions of years. But what if we were? What if our planet, with our cities and population, has to deal with a sun that begins to age rapidly? If we were able to jump forward billions of years at a time, what would we see? And how long could we survive? Imagine that this experiment begins today. It's an ordinary summer morning, but overnight, the sun ages millions of years, adding more light and more heat to our planet. Up close, it appears the same. But the sun is actually producing more energy than it does today. As it consumes hydrogen, the sun's core becomes smaller. And as the amount of hydrogen decreases, the core is compressed. This increase in pressure means more hydrogen atoms collide. The sun creates more energy, and the Earth is hotter. People in New York City face temperatures over 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The average global temperature has gone up by 36 degrees. Cities in Australia and Asia experience temperatures that soar past 145 degrees. From Egypt to England, no corner of the world is safe. Even the coldest places on Earth are much warmer than usual. In Greenland and Antarctica, snow and ice begin to melt. Changes here affect the entire world. It would take years, but temperatures this hot would cause all the ice at the North and South Poles to melt. The huge ice shelves of Antarctica and Greenland would slide into the sea. Sea levels around the world would rise by more than 200 feet. Manhattan and coastal cities around the globe flood. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Miami, and most of Florida would be overwhelmed. A world with too much sun becomes a world with too much water. Under our rapidly aging sun, non-flooded cities are also affected. Crippled by overuse, air conditioners stop working. At 130 degrees, the power grid can't handle the load. Overheated cities struggle to keep the power coming. Around the world, people are overwhelmed by the intense heat. We release extra heat by increasing blood flow to our skin. That's why it turns red when we're overheated. The hot blood is cooled as our sweat evaporates. But when the temperature outside is above 98.6 degrees, it's harder to cool down. Our body temperature starts to climb, and our brains can't cope. If our bodies get just 6 or 7 degrees hotter than normal for an extended period of time, we can suffer permanent injury or death. Regular temperatures of 130 degrees are hard for us to handle. Several years ago, excessive heat killed more than 500 people in Chicago. During a 5-day stretch, temperatures reached as high as 106 degrees. But this heat wave is permanent. A brighter sun has shattered our world. And soon, the planet will look like a total stranger. During the course of its life, our sun will eventually burn through all of its hydrogen fuel. It's a natural life cycle that will take billions of years. But if we speed up that aging process, what effects might it have on Earth?